I'm Matt Handy, and you're listening to My Last Relapse. So you guys both work at the same place, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and what do you do there?
Well, they call me BD, business development, but I call myself clinically outreach, community outreach.
And why do you do it?
Why do I do it? That is like a very big open question. So I'm actually in recovery.
Okay.
Been in recovery for 12 years.
Okay.
And so I remember when I was trying to find a treatment center, actually when I was trying to find help, I went to doctors, lawyers, because I was involved in the criminal system.
Cool.
CPS.
The whole shebang.
Yeah. Cool. And no one could direct me where to go.
Yeah.
And it took me over a year of actively looking myself to find something. And in the meantime, while I was looking, I lost my insurance.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I finally found a state-funded place, and someone told me about them on a Friday. And I called them and bugged them over and over and over again. And they finally said, if you'll stop calling, we'll let you come in on Monday.
Awesome.
So I never want anyone else to have to do that.
Yeah. What was the place you ended up going?
It shut down. It was in Marshall, Texas. It was called
Oak Haven.
Okay. And I was one of the last ones to go through it before it shut down.
Wow. Why did it shut down?
State funds.
Yeah. Okay.
State funds.
Yeah. That's, did you guys see what Trump just did?
No.
So federally, it is now legal to involuntarily admit homeless people into treatment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So California did this, I think 5 years ago. And ultimately what happened was they packed the jails, right? They packed the jails, they packed the treatment centers, and then slowly, like, you had people waiting in jail to go to treatment, so they would release these people. And what ended up happening is they all just left.
Yeah.
They all went to where they weren't doing this, so just different parts of California. And have you guys seen this $24 billion scandal that's going on in California?
No.
So in 2019, they created this package, right? They were going to fight homelessness and all this stuff. And there was, I think, 32,000 homeless people in California at the time. So 5 years later, $24 billion later, and now there's 162,000 homeless people there. I'm like, what happened? Right? It's like, how do you put that much money into solving an issue like this? Where you, first of all, how do you think that putting that much money is going to solve into this, right? But now the government's investigating. They're like, what happened? There's this one company. So they created a bunch of NGOs to like distribute the money. So one of these companies, it was a $20 million contract. They were supposed to build a facility that housed 130 people. They got the money so it was $5 million a year over 4 years. They got all the money and never even built the place.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is like the one that I like to talk about, but this happened all over the state. It happened everywhere. And then did like a bunch of feasibility studies, and they tried to figure out like what is the best way to attack this, right? And one of the initial questions that was asked to like kind of figure out these metrics was, well, what if we just housed them for a year and gave them money? How much would that cost? Right? And they were like, they did all the study, and the math ended up being $1.4 billion to give them an apartment and $1,000 a month for every homeless person in California. And they're like, 1.4 billion to just completely take everybody off the streets. And yeah, they might be doing drugs in there now, but they're not doing it on the streets, right? So then they were like, no, we can't have people like incentivized to do drugs and all this other stuff. And they're like, okay. So then they got them to up the budget to $24 billion and then just made the problem worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
obviously you can't treat a individual problem socially, right? That's, I think, a perfect case study of that, right? A bunch of people are going to end up going to jail. A bunch of people are going to lose their jobs. The government is now going to crack down on funding, and $24 billion is a lot of money.
A lot.
You know, like we think like when we see it, it's like 2-4B, and it's like very hard to imagine what that even is, right? Like, because $1 billion is 1,000 millions,
Right.
right? So when you think of like $24 billion, that's a shitload of money.
That's a lot of pennies.
Have you seen what $1 million in ones looks like? So they did this thing where it was like $1 million in one stacked up against the Empire State Building. It goes to like, I don't remember, but it's like not very much of it. It's like the 17th floor. But $1 million goes like for Empire State Building.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it's $1 billion goes for Empire State Buildings. $1 million goes, I think it was either 7 or 17 floors.
Oh, yeah. That's short.
That's like a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot.
$24 billion would be like hundreds of Empire State Buildings high. It's a shitload of money.
That's a lot.
Yeah, especially when you think like 1.4 billion, you could have housed every single homeless person in California, every single one of them for a year, and given them $1,000 a month.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And kept them safe.
I mean, relatively. They've got all these. So homelessness in Texas is very different than it is in California, right? So in San Diego, I was homeless. I was living under a bridge 5 years ago, right?
Oh, wow.
And
I had a car.
Yeah.
So I was fancy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That was like the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody chilling in there. But did you like tent up and stuff at night?
Yeah.
But homeless. So first of all, the weather here is terrible. I don't know how. Were you homeless here?
In East Texas.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the humidity and the heat and all nine, right?
My curly hair was,
Yeah.
It did not do things
Yeah.
very well. Yeah.
So homelessness in San Diego is like paradise.
Yeah.
You know, like even when it rains, it's like, oh, this is great. You know, like we can all just stay in the tent today and get high.
Yeah.
But so when you think about like homelessness in America, there's like destinations where I know people like go on like homeless tours. They'll like go all over the country just homeless. And it's like, okay, yeah, if you're not anchored down by like drugs or anything like that, then that's a very doable thing. But so, and then the border's right there. And you can walk across. Like an American citizen can get into Mexico for like $50 if you just bribe the people at the border.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't even care, right? And then on the way back, it's like you just need an ID. And I know people like get across without an ID.
Yeah.
You know, it's like very obviously this person is American.
Yeah.
So they just let them back. And so, I mean, it's just the drug trade down there is insane. Like here, it's illegal to do drugs. In San Diego, it's not. In California, it's really not. Like you have to be selling drugs to get in trouble for it. So you can get caught with, I know, I've been caught with drugs. I don't know how many times. I've been arrested 40 something times.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah.
Well, you've come a long way.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it was I had to for a lot of reasons, right? They were trying to give me 33 years in prison.
Oh.
Wow.
So that's a really good reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then like the podcast is called My Last Relapse, right? Because it was the most pivotal moment of all of the things that I've gone through. It was probably the most pivotal thing that I've gone through because it was 18 months ago, right? So I had like years clean and then I relapsed and then it kind of like pointed me in a direction. And so that's what I'm doing here, right?
Yeah.
But so how long you been clean?
12 years.
12 years. And you're not in sobriety, right?
No.
So why do you do this?
So when I was 17, my brother was 19. He would have been 20 in like 2 weeks. He actually overdosed on Xanax and alcohol.
Okay.
So in my family, of course, it was like an elephant in the room because this was 21 years ago. So they really didn't know what to do or where to find help or anything. So I always made it my passion to always help somebody, no matter if we can get them in our facility or what facility we get them to, we're going to get them somewhere, not turn them away. Because a lot of people, when they finally make it to us, they're like hopeless because they've called so many places, been denied so many places, and they don't know what to do. Like they're just, you know, they don't know where to turn or what
exhausted.
to do. Yeah, exhausted from calling so many places and trying to get help.
Yeah, it's like a secret society trying to get into treatment for sure. And if you don't know the language, it's a very specific lingo, right? Trying to get somebody into treatment.
I know.
And so like for people, especially in early recovery, I feel like once you've gone to treatment a few times, you kind of understand what's going on. It's a lot easier, but especially for families don't know what the hell's going on, you know? But yeah, that's a very tough part of what we do. You guys, tell me what you think about this, right? okay, I'll give you a hypothetical. A 19-year-old for never been to treatment's doing fentanyl, right? His parents find out and they force him to go to treatment. But this kid doesn't want to be clean. He doesn't want to be in treatment. He's just doing it because he has to. How do you guys feel about knowing that he's going to go out there and use again? Fentanyl.
Well, I would think that, even because I started at an SAFP, so a substance abuse felony punishment prison. So it was a prison for all males, and they were court-ordered, of course, to come there for 6 months.
Yeah.
Most of them had zero motivation, and they would even tell you, like, hey, I'm going to go out and use, like, as soon as I leave here. And I'm like, well, hey, even if you don't think you're going to get anything out of this program, you will at least get something. Like, if you listen long enough, it's eventually going to, hopefully change some of your, cognitive thinking and everything like that. You would at least get something out of it. And then maybe the next time, you'll get something else out of it. And then maybe the next time you'll still be alive and still, find hope again and go somewhere else. But I would think, I would definitely get him in and then, just tell him to fake it till he makes it. If you don't feel like you need to be there, don't be a behavioral problem. Let everybody else, do their thing. And you may learn something. You might realize you want to be sober.
Yeah. Yeah, so when it was heroin, that might have worked, right? But we're talking about people that we're gonna lower their tolerance for a month. This kid's gonna go out there and use, and he's gonna die. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Because he's gonna. This is the leading cause of death for people under 40.
Yeah.
Right. This kid does not want to be clean. He's only there because of consequences. Yeah. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. This kid's gonna go out there and use.
Well, we also do MAT programming too, the medication-assisted therapy. So if they, if that was an issue, there was chronic relapse or something like that, we could always put them, on Suboxone, Subutex, and then eventually wing them off of that.
Also, another thing is, I think one of the things that we do not utilize enough, and we as in the recovery community, is our peers.
Yeah, for sure.
Peer recovery coaches, that sort of thing. And a lot of times peers can walk the process with the individual from not wanting it all the way until wanting a change. And they walk through that process with that person. And that's what I used to do. And so, through motivational interviewing, but just being there and them understanding that you've been through this too. This is also something I tell people. I entered treatment not because I wanted to stop, but because I was tired of losing.
Okay.
And so I was tired of losing relationships. I was tired of losing, my kids. I was tired of losing everything around my house. I was tired of losing. It's not that I wanted to quit. It's because that I was tired of the consequences and that sort of thing. Now, with this gentleman being 19, he's so young, it is. He will go back out and use the same amount that he was using and die. So I think we could also utilize, hey, let's pair you with a peer.
Okay.
You check in with them. Unfortunately, in Texas, we have nowhere to safely use.
For sure.
We do have the number where you can call and...
Yeah, the angel lines or whatever.
Yes, and they can monitor you that way.
Yeah.
But not everybody knows about it.
Well, and it's a scary thing.
It's a scary thing.
You're already... First of all, Texas is so crazy about drugs. Right? It's like...
Yeah.
I met somebody that said that they got caught with a quarter gram and did 5 years in prison. I was like... 5 years in prison. Like it's really hard for me to believe that sometimes because you get caught with a quarter gram in California, they let you keep it.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
If you get caught with less than an ounce, they will let you keep it. Right? It's like a totally different world.
Yeah.
Like the politics are different. The way that the communities address it is different. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Texas is like super hard on the situation. But it's created a situation where nobody wants to utilize services that are out there because
they're afraid.
Yeah, they're gonna get told.
Yeah,
they're gonna be tracked. Like people are gonna know where they're at. Like in Texas. I would never call that number ever. I don't care. Like And a lot of like this kid that's 19,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't know better, right? Like even if he goes and learns some things, it's like 100% of what you learn in treatment, if you don't want to be there, means absolutely nothing, right? It might mean something if you survive it way down the line, right? But that stuff gets pushed out so fast. It's well, because you don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So this kid, he's 19. So how do you address the family?
Oh, the family?
Yeah. So telling the kid you're going to go to treatment, right? When you are forcing a kid to go to treatment, how do you handle that family?
I'm not very good with families. I'll just be quite honest because the family is usually.
I think the industry's terrible with families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually the family is sicker than the.
For sure.
Than the person.
Well, yeah, that's a baked in family role. You're the addict, right? So then they are all worried about this guy, right? Now, even if he gets well, they're just mad at him.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
You burned all these bridges. You robbed me. You did this. You whatever you got with my wife. All these things are now the consequences that he's been avoiding, right? So you send a healing person into a sick situation,
right?
They're going to stay sick, right? But before they even get to treatment, everybody's like, you need to go to, and nobody even says treatment. You need to go to rehab. Right? Rehab. And it's like they have this idea about what treatment is, right? You're going to go into treatment for even a 19-year-old, right? Let's say they've only been using for a few months. All the damage that has been accumulated. You think you're going to go into treatment for 28 days and come out a different person? That's what they think. You know, like the family thinks that they have an unrealistic expectation of themselves that even if they don't want to get clean, it's like, this place should change me.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just not how it works.
Right.
So how do you address the family dynamic before they come in? Because this is what I'm dealing with right now is how do I tell the family you're going to kill your kid?
Oh, I say it.
Good.
You're going to love them to death.
Yeah.
You're going to love them to
visiting
death.
their headstone like we have to do.
Yeah.
Like that's all.
We're pretty blunt about
set
that.
boundaries and or you can continue killing your child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. I mean, so I do talk about it, right? Or it's like codependency,
oh yeah,
enabling, and then identifying those things in yourself and admitting that you've contributed to your child's problem is nearly impossible because it means that you have to take accountability for some shit, right? But when your kid's crying on the phone and it's rain and it rains here, it doesn't just rain here.
I know.
Really rains here, right? It's like, I just want to come in for tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. Like 9 times out of 10, they're going to let them come inside, right? Unless you've got like that extreme case where it's like they have robbed everything that they could possibly rob from you. They're naturally just drawing these lines to protect themselves because they've been damaged so many times by this person. But until you get to that absolutely burn your bridge down with your family point, typically they will love with their money or their time, right? And when they're at that point where they're loving with their time and not giving them money anymore, at least there's like some headway in like to realizing you're contributing. Or there's like the other extreme where it's like they can't afford to give them money, right? So it's like I knew this guy. He lived under the bridge next to my bridge, right? But he would get $100 from his mom at Christmas. $100. That was it. And all year long, and he'd been doing this for years, supposedly. You know, like I'd known him for a few years, and he did it every year. But he said that he'd been getting $100 from his mom since he got out of the military. This dude was like 45 or something.
Oh wow!
And he would use that $100 to like justify everything else all year long. Because he would be like, it'd be like July, and he'd be like, "Yeah, but I get that $100 from my mom, at Christmas."
Yeah.
You know, and it's like. That is a very extreme example of what codependency can turn into. But when you take responsibility for somebody, you take it from them, right? And then you never know when that time is where it's like, if you would have told them no, they might have came in for good, right? You never know, right? It's all of I tell people that they get robbed of the benefit of their suffering.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, nobody ever thinks about that. And the family just wants to love their person. And they just want to see them not in pain and suffering. And it's like, we are all the culmination of all of the suffering that we've ever done, right? Like we're forged in the fire of our suffering. But if you keep robbing them of their suffering, how are they going to learn these lessons?
Right.
Right. And it's like, so all this family work has to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then afterwards it's like even more intense family work because now they just want to hate on this kid. I mean, at least that's been my experience.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because the family dynamic says we got to have that person to point to.
Mm-hmm.
And very rarely, especially today where there's like no family values that are honored anymore, it's like very rare to find the situation where the family is in a healthy place to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So a lot of family work beforehand, a lot of family work after. And it's like, are they willing to do it? Do they even recognize they need to do it? Are they going to Al-Anon? Right. Okay, that's a whole other thing where it's like Al-Anon will fuck you up just as much as it might save you. Right. So the solutions are so individualized.
Yeah.
Like
Very
you
much
cannot
so.
paint with broad brushes in this industry, which everybody does. Right. I feel like everybody's like, this is what works. If you don't do this, that's what happened to me. Right. I got into recovery the first time in 2012 and I was on Suboxone and they told me, you are not, I would go into the rooms and they'd be like, you're not in recovery. You can't even share.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, eventually I heard that enough and I was like, I believed them. And so what I did is I rejected the rooms, which meant I rejected recovery because that's what recovery was as far as I knew.
As far as you knew.
Right. Yeah. So I went out for another 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like coming back into this situation and like really learning a lot of crazy lessons for myself. It's like, I know that that's not true. I do. But how many people can come to that conclusion? Right. Where it's like, I don't necessarily, I mean, the book says it, right? They don't have a monopoly on recovery. Well, what are the other answers?
Oh, there's a ton.
But do they know? Right? No, they don't know. Right? And so it's like we offer a multiple pathway approach here. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so that is becoming more of a thing. But you have treatment centers. I mean, we just looked this up. I think do you know how many treatment centers there are in America?
Oh,
Residentials. Registered residentials.
They're becoming like Baptist churches on every corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's 4,000.
Oh, wow.
4,000 residentials in the United States.
Huh.
And the assumption is at least 85% of them are 12-step based. Right. So it's like a large contingency of recovery is married to that philosophy.
We are not.
Well, we're not either. I'm not.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm not either. My pathway was quite different as well.
So what do you do?
So for my recovery?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I learned right off the bat was I did work the steps. I worked the steps, AA, NA, Smart Recovery. What is the church one? Celebrate Recovery. Yeah. I did all those. And they're wonderful. They're wonderful. The best steps that I ever worked was NA because I couldn't manipulate them as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It got a lot of stuff out. But again, that's just the beginning. So one, I have a tribe. I still meet with them every single month, a group of very strong ladies.
Okay.
Not only that, I check in with them and they check in with me every week. And in that tribe, it's made up of different people. Not everybody's in recovery.
Okay.
So I chose to have someone who never had an issue with drugs or drinking or anything like that, substances. And she had a hard life, but she did something different. And I was like, I want you on my team. I want you to know how, and she's actually healthy. A healthy person. So that makes a difference too.
For sure.
And so I did that. I did latch on to meetings early in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that was what I was taught.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I mean, I may go to an AA meeting maybe once every 2 months to see the people I know, maybe 3 months. But that's what I do. You know, I know it's people, a lot of people say, well, you're going to relapse.
Right.
It's okay. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, you can't tell me what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because I know what I need.
Well, and here's the thing, right? We have 100 years of statistical data around AA. It's almost 100% failure rate. Everybody relapses, right? So it's like, how are you going to try to tell me that this works when nobody stays clean the first time? So there's that, right? And then Have you seen the statistics on people leaving treatment and relapsing the day they get out?
It's high.
It's crazy.
It's high.
And then if they're relapsing the day they get out, it's typically within the first hour. Right? So there's a disconnect between what we're being told about the efficacy of treatment and what's actually going on.
Right.
Right? And I don't know if it's, well, I've got a bunch of theories about why that is, right? And here's the thing. I did a 3-year program. I did a 9-month program, a 7-month program, and a bunch of 1-month programs. I've done a Synanon-based program, work therapy programs, faith-based programs, 12-step programs, and then like state-funded programs. So I've done like a wide variety of treatment. And there are consistencies amongst all of them, and then there are like the things that make them unique. But the things that make them unique weren't effective, and the things that's baseline that you learn at any treatment that you go into, that shit didn't work for me either. Right? Yeah. So it's like we think that treatment is the solution, which I think it's a good Band-Aid, right? But when we're talking about what is addiction, like what is addiction? What is the root of addiction? Why is it so pervasive? Why do people, well, first of all, drugs are really good at what they do.
Yeah.
Right? If they weren't, nobody would do it. They feel great. They make you forget all your problems. It's a really good Band-Aid, right? And so you're taking one Band-Aid off, putting another one on.
Right.
Right? But do you guys know Dr. Shaw? Okay. He's our medical director. But
oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So he has a biological answer for what addiction is, right? We're always taught that it's centered in the mind, right? And that there's the spiritual component and the mental component. Well, he's like, look, I have a biological thing that I can point to that says this is where it is, right? And he says, I don't care how you get these 3 things. You got to get them. And as long as you get them, I don't care how you do it. You can go to church, you can go to meetings, you can go to yoga, you can go join a sports team. You can do it however you want.
Yeah.
Right? But you've got to bond with people. You got to get oxytocin. You have to have a community. And if you can do those things, then you're good.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's what he's saying, what the theory is that there's scarring of the amygdala. Right? There is a physical manifestation of the trauma. Right. And they found this in war veterans. Right. They did a bunch of studies on, well, they're military lab rats. Right. It's like you are government property. You're going to do this. Right. Yeah. So they did a bunch of studies on people with PTSD, and they found you know what 3 Tesla MRIs are? So they did a bunch of 3 Tesla MRIs on thousands of vets. Right. And they found that people with PTSD have not smooth. It's a non-smooth surface on their amygdala that looks like actual physical scarring. And they think that what it is the trauma inflames the amygdala. And you know where it is? It's like in the very center of your brain. It can't go anywhere, so it folds in on itself. So now you have signal crossing, right? You have like this fold here. It's supposed to go straight, and it's trying to do this, and so you have signal crossing, and you have all this stuff going on, which causes these radiating energies, right? Where it starts to radiate outwards, you spike, you do all this crazy stuff, right? And he's got like this whole thing worked out where he's like, there is a biological answer. There is something that AA does specifically. They didn't know that they were doing it, but it does something very specific, and it addresses something biological, right? And it's like, okay, well, what does this mean? He's like, well, I can predict and prevent relapse. I'm like, what? That sounds crazy, right? Like, how do you predict and prevent a relapse? They could do a CAT scan, right? They could prove that everybody that has trauma has this scarring. But they don't have to, because they have enough data saying that trauma causes scarring. Different types of trauma can cause the same scarring. Right? So if that's the working theory, then addicts, anybody actually, right? Sexual trauma, family trauma, relationship trauma, all that stuff can cause scarring on the amygdala.
Okay.
If you have scarring on this amygdala, it means that your fight or flight is constantly elevated. If that's true, then we can do this, this, and this, right? The things that he does specifically are you track your mood, right? He came up with so he piggybacked off a bunch of studies that were done, and he actually came up with his own diagnosis. It's called cyclothymia. It's a cycling mood disorder for people who cannot regulate their moods because of the scarring, right? It's like, okay. And so anyway, I say all that to say this is that treatment's a good Band-Aid. But when you don't, it's 28 days. Like, what can you really do in 28 days? Like, how effective do you think 28 days I mean, stabilization, great. Right? You put them in a safe place. A lot of people that go to treatment feel safe enough where if they didn't have to leave after 28 days, they would stay. Right? But then you put them right back in these situations, even if they're not going back to the crime, the scene of the crime, right? You put them in a sober living, or you take them out of their comfort zone, and immediately they get elevated again, right? So it's like, how do you prevent the stuff from happening? And how do people really think that 28 days is going to solve anything? And that's the thing about AA, right? Is like, it is a good Band-Aid. I participated in AA too, like extensively. And I was going into meetings miserable and coming out even more miserable than when I went in, right? And then I found my solution, right? And it's like, I've been to treatment, you've been to treatment, you haven't, but you probably heard this, is that everybody says when you're I was told, I don't know how many times, they're like, oh, well, now you're clean, you should work out and eat better.
Oh.
Right? How many times have you heard that?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. But they never show you why. They just say you should do this. It's a lot easier to sell people on why to do things instead of should have, right? But I think we do a terrible job on why.
Yeah.
Like a terrible job. And so that's what I did. I found my my mentor, right? And he's got a crazy story. He is also an ex-fentanyl addict, but he is an ex-Navy SEAL. He's like the only Navy SEAL in the history of the world that after he left the Navy SEAL, he had to join the French Foreign Legion. Do you guys know what that is? The French Foreign Legion. Did it for 5 years. And because he went from the SEALs to there, they were like having him scrub toilets with toothbrushes and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah? Oh yeah, Navy SEAL, go scrub this toilet. Right? And it's like, okay. He calls it his baptism in humility.
Oh yeah.
But gets out of the military, or gets out of the service, and then picks up like the craziest habit. Like, you should hear a story, right? Started stacking. I think he started with Adderall, and then benzos, and then fentanyl, and then he was drinking, and like it just got steadily worse. And this guy was like super successful after the military, right? Like, was pitching decks on multi-million-dollar sales deals, and like really was doing it, but completely fell apart. Like completely fell apart. Was thinking about jumping in a volcano, like at the end.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like he didn't want to shoot himself because that'd be a mess for his mom to clean up.
Right.
So he was like, oh, I'm just gonna jump into this volcano, right? Because the company was like, we need to get this dude out of people's faces. They're gonna see him and think shit's fucked up. So they sent him to Hawaii to like work on a deal that they knew wasn't gonna happen, and they just like kind of like put him there, and just let it kind of fizzle out. And he was like, fuck, what do I do? Yeah. And he found himself like in the national park where that big volcano is, with no money, no gas, no nothing, all his debt now. Right? And he's like, I'm gonna shoot myself. And he's like, no, I'm gonna jump in this volcano. And just like through self-searching, like realized that he could do something about it. Right? And so he did something about it, and then he came out of the French Foreign Legion, and just that's all he does is help men. So I find this guy, and he immediately tells me, stop going to meetings. So he says, stop going to meetings, start doing these things. So I start doing these things, and it completely changed this came out of moving in that direction.
So what did he tell you to do?
Start working out, start eating better, call me no matter what. And like, no matter what happens, like, so we speak from a man's, this is our experience, right? We're men, right? It's like, you can wallow in your pity, or you can do something about it, right? And it's like, what I was being told in the rooms was, you've lost your ability to make your own decisions, right? You have to, I had a sponsor tell me, like, when you want to tie your shoes in the morning, call me and ask me which one first.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, I need a self-directed life in order for me to be successful. I've done 9 years in prison. It's really hard for me to be underneath somebody that's driving me into nowhere, right? It's like, yes, you can get people to quit drinking, but how many people do you actually get to stay sober, right? And I'm looking at like directionally, where am I going and how long am I going to be going this direction? And so I have a brother who he's got like 14 years sober, something like that. He used for a little while. And all of his friends, like they start going to YPAW meetings, right? All of his friends like built this massive like network of people, and then their friends kept dying. Like kept dying. And now there's like a core group of maybe 10 of them. And he said that they all looked at each other one day and they're like, all of our lives are stuck here. Like, what the fuck are we doing? They all left, and now they're all successful. They have careers, they have kids, they're getting married. It's like my brother's constantly going to bachelor party. Like, just they completely gave their life to this program. But what that means is that is 100% where you end up. Right. And they looked at it, they were like, do we want to be these old timers? Like 30 years from now, miserable in the back of the room talking shit to everybody? Or do we want to like have success in our lives? And they all left. And so it's just like one thing after another. I was like, AA is a Band-Aid. Right. And I think everybody should utilize that Band-Aid to get into early recovery. But after that, it's like, you have to make a choice at some point. Is this going to be your lifestyle, or are you going to progress in your life? Right. And it's like, I've met plenty of people that somebody told me the other day that I was going to kill people saying this stuff. I was like, okay, that could be 100% what you think, but this is what saved my life, you know? And it's like, and you guys all rejected me. Like, I don't know how many times I went into those rooms and was told that I didn't belong there. Right. I tried AA, NA. The only one that I like really had success in was HA. And the HA meetings that I was going to did not want people on Suboxone. Right. But it's like, how do you expect us to do this?
Right.
Right. It's, yeah, we could suffer through our recovery, but it's like, why would you want somebody to suffer? Makes no sense.
No.
Right. And then it's like, you get people sober. Right. And it's a program of attraction, which I totally get. But the problem is it's attraction at the expense of the truth, right? Where it's like, you're going to tell this person that you're going to get all your stuff back and your family's going to love you, and, you know, you get sober and your life gets better. And it's like, no, almost 100% of the time, your life gets fucking worse. Almost 100% of the time, right? All those consequences catch up with you. All those bridges that you burned, you can no longer utilize anymore. Right. Right? You lose your kids. This is when the IRS comes after you. You lose your house. You get divorced. It's like, no. When you get sober, typically it gets worse. Right? Just tell them that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's don't lie about, yeah, exactly. I agree.
So it's like, there's a large percentage of people that are probably going to hear this and be like, what the fuck is this guy even talking about? Right. But the reality is there's a core component of people that I'm worried about that are already rejecting recovery because they've been rejecting the rooms. Right. So it's like, that's what this podcast is about. Right. It's about those people.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's two things that I like to do here. Like, we don't tell any war stories. I want to talk about your recovery, your struggles in recovery. How do you deal with them? What do you do? How do you move forward in your recovery without using all that, right? But then also, let's talk about the disenfranchised, because they're out there. They're all dying. And it, you know, I've had people tell me that it's like, AA can work for anybody. It's like, okay, in theory and on paper, this is true, but let's talk about reality. What about the people that it's not working for? What about them? Like, oh, well, it's like you said, right? Like, eventually they'll get it. But it's like the introduction of fentanyl to the drug supply almost 100% dictates that they will die before they get in here. Well, what about them? Right? It's like, this is a fucked up issue, right? And there is no answer for them right now other than go to AA. Right? But it's like, I found there's hundreds of people, there's thousands, probably tens of thousands of people who've achieved long-term sobriety without going in their rooms. But they're doing it on their own. Right? So it's like, they'll never interact with these people because they don't know. And one of the things there's two things that the room got, I think, that the program got, I think they just got perfect, like absolutely perfect. The sponsor-sponsee relationship, the accountability, the responsibility, all that, right? And it gives you a group of people that can calibrate you, right? Like, it's a social calibration of your moral compass is what I say, right? Because like I've done things and I'm willing to do things and I can do things that the majority of the world would never even think about doing, right? So it's like we're coming to the solution from the problem, whereas the rest of the world tries to just stay in the problem and never even approach the problem. So the perspective and like my whole mission, I guess, in this is to just stay sober.
Right. Yes.
Like really at the core of it, it's like I got to do whatever I got to do to save my life on a daily basis. Right. And there are answers out there. Right. And it's, I love talking to people who found solutions that are not traditional. Right. Because it's like, well, how did you do it? Like, what is it that you do that they couldn't do? But I think, especially with like, we have 100 years of scientific advances, right? We have probably billions and billions of dollars that have been dumped into this research specifically. There's addiction medicine specialists out there now, doctors that this is what they do.
Right.
And then you have 100 years of social acceptance and social awareness and just in general, a better landscape for people in addiction. Today, probably better than ever, right? It's probably going to keep getting better. And oh man, like you talk about like psychedelic studies and stuff like that too, right? Where it's like we have some serious things on the table that are
ketamine.
Yeah, I mean ketamine, psilocybin, MDMA, but you've got like anecdotally stories and like individuals where it's like they went to treatment one time and their clinical depression disappeared forever. Right? You go down to like Mexico, you get these treatments and it's like my opiate addiction was completely solved. And I'm very hard pressed to say that there's like a magic pill out there, right? There's still work that has to be done. And I don't know, maybe there is a magic pill out there. I don't know. But, you know, they always say it in the rooms where it's like, well, I would want to. Well, it's like, maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you wouldn't, right? Maybe it really does heal you.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we're in a situation today where it's like, shit is really fucked up for people.
Yeah.
Right. And the landscape of addiction has dramatically changed in the last 5 years in a very serious way.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous today than it's ever been. It might be more dangerous tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. Right. I talk about this constantly where it's like shit is getting more fucked up by the day.
It is.
And when you've got blinders on to your recovery, it's like this is a very rigid, dogmatic belief system. And it's 2025. Right? You got people rejecting religious structures more and more today than ever. You've got them accepting and running to religious structures, but in mass, people are rejecting religious structures. And so when you're like, the answer to your problem is a religious structure, all of them are like,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
they're probably doing a little bit something different than that, but
yeah, no, totally. But it's like, well, how do we...
Because a lot of people, especially in Texas, especially where we're from, East Texas, they've been hurt by the church.
Oh, yeah.
They've been hurt by the church. They do not want to hear that that's where I need to go. And again, you also have to be careful when you walk in the rooms because a lot of these rooms have turned in to now there's some good, healthy ones, but have turned into the rules and regulations instead of the relationships with the person.
Right.
That does not keep me sober.
I mean, look, Bill and Bob like appeared today and tried to like go to as many meetings as they could. They wouldn't recognize the program for what it is.
Yes.
Right. They were going into hospitals, doing 6 steps with people. And in 15 minutes, they were like going to the next room to help someone else. Right. Like that was it. Right. And then also they were like, fucking around with LSD and like doing a bunch of other crazy shit, but that's besides the point, I guess. But they just wouldn't recognize it for what it is. And I don't think AA is the problem. I think the people are.
Right.
And it's like AA is not culty. The rooms are. Right. And the rooms are just comprised of people. And there's currency in those rooms, right? There's some very serious currency. And it's like, it gets you influence and sex and money. And like, it can really, you can start accumulating a lot of things with this currency. And it's like, how honest is the currency? Because I've seen it where it's like, there's that guy that's got 5 years sober. He's got 12 sponsees, but all of them are relapsing constantly. None of them are actually doing the work. This guy is like pissed off constantly and like beats his wife or whatever. And then there's like he has all of this currency in the rooms because he's been sober for 5 years and he's got 12 sponsees. And then there's the guy that's got 2 years sober with 3 sponsees that's found peace, does the darn thing, but he's only got 3 sponsees. But all 3 of them have worked like an honest program.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, but that guy has way less currency than this guy just because of the accumulation of the currency. And it's like, how honest is that? Like, how dependable is that kind of currency? So because of like my prison experience, like I've come to understand power structures a little bit differently, right? And it's like, I am not willing to be underneath somebody that has no fucking clue what they're doing, right? And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, the requirements for sponsorship are very minimal, right? And it's like, this person is not healed and they're out there blind leading the blind. And then there are like those powerhouses in the program where it's like, this person is saving people. Have you guys ever met Danny Trejo?
Yes.
Yeah, you met him?
Well, yeah, he came to San Antonio and did the Big Texas Recovery Rally.
Okay, yeah. So I met him in like 2015. Right, in his hometown.
Oh.
Like, yeah, we were all like, I was living in San Bernardino and we like all went to this like pop-up meeting basically. It was like in a dungeon, like somewhere. Like we like showed up and we're like, what the? There's like gangbangers everywhere. It was crazy. So we like go in there and like this dude talked for an hour and there were people like crying all over the place. And it's like, this is an example of somebody, well, also like his whole, I don't know, whatever. He's got a very interesting story to say the least. Like his ties with certain organizations is super crazy. Like when you like hear the whole background of it, it's like this guy is, well, anyway, so there are powerhouses, right? But it's like so few and far between. It's like the rest of and I hope people don't take this wrong, right? I if it's working for you, keep doing it.
Keep doing it, yeah.
For sure, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, but if it's not working for you, there are other answers, right? So you guys are not, the program that you guys work at is not married to the 12-step model.
No.
So what do you guys do?
I mean, there is that option. They can choose that. But there's also smart recovery. There's equine therapy with a therapist.
Yeah.
They can go that route. It doesn't have to be traditional, what you say, like we do Suboxone as well. There's a psychiatrist on staff. So if someone had wanted to take a look at their mental health.
Yeah.
I know for me, that was my revolving, that is something, growing up, I was taught that if you took mental health meds, you weren't relying on Jesus enough to help you. And so it took me a long time to say yes.
Yeah.
To that.
Yeah, massive stigma, right? It's like mental health is, so when you actually like talk about the chemical imbalance, right? It's like, so I am thoroughly convinced that I'll never hear God's voice, right? I'll never see this guy. I'll never like know what he looks like or like, and for the people that, I'll say this, 99% of the Bible, like biblical prophets, if they were alive today, they would have been on meds, right?
Right.
So it's like, how many people are out there suffering because of stigma?
A lot.
Everybody out there suffering because of stigma in some way or another, but mental health specifically for men, right? Like, an epidemic of mentally ill men who are now just disenfranchised by society, right? I don't know where you guys' politics are, but we could probably get lost down that rabbit hole for a while.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But I had a long conversation with somebody last night where that's like his passion is like men's health, right? And he does it in such a sneaky way, right? He works with fathers, and he always says this. He never asks them about their mental health. He says, "What if I told you there was a way to be a better father? Do you want to be a better father? Do you think you can be a better father?" Right? And it's like openness, honesty, and willingness, right there. Do you want it? Do you think you can be? Like, are you willing to do it? Right? And then he says, "Well, let's look at your mental health." Right? And when you would package it like that, it's like, what father wouldn't want to be a better father?
Who would say no?
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's such a sneaky way around it. But he addresses it that way, and it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? But how many people do that? It's like, no, you're bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Or like,
Right.
you're clinically depressed, or you have anxiety, or whatever it is. It's like, okay, yeah, I might have all those, but at the core of it, like, what do I really want? What would move the needle for me? I want to be a better dad, right? Like, and we both agreed last night where it was like, a lot of men have hard time becoming men until they have kids, right? And it's like, because then you're forced to emotionally connect with something that you have to do it, right? And it's like, and today it's the epidemic of like children that are victims of fatherless homes,
Right.
And there's a whole other, third wave feminism and second wave feminism, and like the whole progression into where we're at today, where it's like men are in a situation today where if they are masculine, they are typically labeled as toxic, right?
Well, bring me that masculine man anytime.
Right?
Yeah.
But how many people today look at masculinity as like a positive thing?
I do, but I guess I guess people.
But I would say that like you're a healthy woman,
Oh,
right?
Okay, thank you.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
He doesn't know you very well.
well, let's say it this way: like on a baseline level, like you're not like emotionally dragging other people down,
Right.
No.
right? Or like abusing people because of your emotions.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas like the majority of society today are so emotionally out of touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very easy for people to fall into loops of abuse, whether they realize it or not. And that's the hardest part, is the awareness, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like toxic relationships and, it's like toxic, like the victimhood, right?
Oh,
Everybody's a victim,
yeah.
right? Of one thing or another. You got racial victimhood, you've got societal victimhood, political victimhood. Everybody's like, and victimhood is like a badge of honor. It's like, well, I'm more victimized than you, so respect me. And you got like protected classes. You got like all this stuff that's going on societally. And it's like the thing, when you look at nature, there's only one form of government that's natural, right? It's the family unit. It's the only thing that has ever occurred in nature that was a natural government form, right? And we destroyed that, completely destroyed that. So how do you like fix something that's family centered when there's no family anymore? It's like a really rough thing to do, right? It's a hard thing to approach, to say, well, we got to convince our kids to like get married and have like healthy relationships. Well, how do you do that when you're not setting the example? It's like impossible. But there is this generation of kids, the alpha generation. Have you seen this whole like movement that's going on with them?
Yeah.
They're like putting phones down and like
Yeah.
talking about staying sober, and it's like, these are really little kids, right? And it's like, oh, I know how they did it. It's because they're looking at my generation. How old are you guys? How old are you?
38.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 51.
Okay.
I will be 39 this month.
Your generation is a little bit more healthy than ours, but my generation is so fucked. The millennials are so fucked. They're like looking at us going, we don't want to do that, right? It's like on average, did you see that Supreme Court justice that wouldn't answer what a woman is in Congress? Like, that's the norm today. Like, that's socially acceptable, right? It's like, and all this comes back to like addiction, right? It's like, these are the people that society can point out and like, this is the problem child, right? But they try to fix it with society. They try to fix an individual problem societally. Like, that doesn't even logically make sense to me.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they are looking for that, let's do this, this, and this, and my child will be fixed.
Who? Parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me, when I first got into early recovery, I thought, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to be fixed.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought happened. You work the steps, and then you're just, life is great, because I was told that.
Yeah, it is painted that way, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so for people who are So like Eric, right? Probably in the most in recovery. He doesn't even smoke cigars.
Okay.
Like most in recovery person I've ever met that is not an addict.
Okay.
Right. So like there's like the people that are surrounding the industry and then the addicts in general, where it's like we understand on a different level what it takes to fix these problems. But so for homelessness specifically, right? Forward facing, like community facing, every homeless person. So I was homeless in San Diego for a couple of years, like by choice, because I don't want to pay rent. I want to buy more drugs, right? So, they say that there's 2,500 homeless people in San Diego, and I've probably done drugs and hung out with every single one of them. So out of that 2,500, I think there's maybe 100 of them that are actually mentally ill, that like, this is their lot in life. This is like where it fell to, right? But forward facing, every single one of those homeless people would say, I need a job. I need the opportunities. I don't have access to healthcare. And it's like, but behind the scenes, we're all having these conversations where it's like, I don't want to do anything different. This is what I want to do. Right. You know, it's like, there's a level of freedom and a level, like, first of all, it's a community in itself. Right. Everybody really, the homeless community have like, so society in general, there's like this, the social contract, right? Like we all agree that certain things are bad. We all agree that certain things are good. Drinking is acceptable. This isn't acceptable. This is acceptable. This isn't. And it's like, okay. So when they look at homelessness, they say that is, they have no morals, right? Because they're doing drugs on the street. But what they don't realize is that they have morals. They're just different than yours. Right. And when they look at drug addicts or criminals even, right? Like, criminal societies have probably more morals and core values than society at large, right? Like you talk about like people that hurt kids, right? And everybody's like, well, they only got 2 years, and everybody goes, yeah, but they have to go to prison. Yeah. Right. So like baked into that, like there's an understanding that there is a code and like a moral structure, right? And just because it isn't the socially acceptable one doesn't mean they don't got one. Right. So when you think about homelessness and addiction, right? A lot of people, even though we've come really far in the social acceptance and the social awareness, there's still like a lot of people that think that they're just bad people. Right. It's like the family member that does drugs, when they come to the family reunion, everybody's like hiding their kids. Right. It's like, what am I going to, I'm not going to pull a crack pipe out at Thanksgiving dinner. Right. What are you hiding your kids for? It's because of the assumption of the lack of morality, right? And it's like, it's just different than yours. And when you try to address these things and you've got a system in place that says, we can help you, here's some money, but you can't have it. We're going to give it to these people and they're going to help you, right? It's like, where's the solution actually in that, right? It's like such a hard thing to approach. Anyway, I've been ranting. So
very interesting, though.
Yeah,
very interesting. Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think about it? What do you really think about, like, the solution for addiction?
I mean, that question would take years to discuss. I guess.
Well, we got time.
The solution for addiction. You know, I know that.
Look, I get this is a tough question. That's why I asked it, right? Like, I'm not asking for like something that people could take home and like put it in the bank. I'm just saying, like,
there's not.
What do you think? Like, what is a prescription that we can give to people to like solve an immediate problem?
Well, one, if we would stop judging people.
Okay. Yeah.
Like honestly, stop judging people, because a lot of people do not voice that they need help because of. And I'll tell you this, the stigma and all of that, the political correct word, stigma, it's gotten a lot better, but we still have such a long way to go. Like when someone walks into an ER and the nurses are going, there's that person again, you know, instead of us trying to get what they truly need.
Yeah. Well, and we've also set up that system, right? It's like, I have a cousin who married a nurse, and she was an ER. She was like a training nurse in the ER. And my cousin says, like, she completely changed. She had to get out of the emergency room she had to get out of the emergency room in order to like come back to normal, right? But we set up the system where that is the immediate solution for a lot of people. I'm going to go to the emergency. I've done it.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Where I was so towards the end of my addiction, I had no veins left, and so I was muscling every shot.
Oh,
and
did you go get an IV and leave?
No. It was crazier than that. I had such crazy abscesses. Like my girlfriend at the time thought I was dying.
Oh,
right. And it was like a month or two before this, we were hanging out with somebody who had a bunch of abscesses. Like we were at the store with her and she just disappeared. We were like, what happened? And we were like looking for her. We couldn't find her. Well, she had gone into the store next door and passed out. And the ambulance came and got her and she died in the hospital that night.
Oh.
And it was like weeks later and we found out what happened. We were like, what? That's crazy. So she thought I was going to die. I went to the emergency room and passed out for like days. I woke up days later and it was like, what happened? They had to like do surgery on a couple abscesses and like, it was crazy. Right. And it's like, this is the options that it's been left down to, right? It's like, they have no other options for access to care. Right. Parity laws are a joke because even though there's legally supposed to be access to care, it's like we've got out-of-pocket expenses and like it's like these people have not a dollar to their name.
Right.
How do you expect them to access care when they don't have money?
Absolutely.
Right? It's like, what do you do? Well, how do you address that situation? Because health insurance is incentivized, right? There's money, that's big money, right? And you've got this stuff going on with like Luigi Mangione, right? You know about that?
No.
The guy that shot the executive for United Healthcare?
Yes.
So this is going to be like maybe one of the first times where like they'll have to expose, like they'll have to open their books and we'll like have a look at like their denial process and their denial policies and like what's actually going on here, right? Because his whole thing was, well, you know what happened, right?
Yes.
Like denied.
Yes.
And then like his mom and then his surgeries. And it was like, I'm not saying that what he did was good.
Right.
I'm just saying that it made sense.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
I know. The scary thing is I could follow his logic.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. We talked about that.
Yes, we did.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I have a friend of mine. This guy has opened treatment centers he's a consultant and he's opened treatment centers in every state.
Oh.
I think he's working on one in Israel right now.
Oh.
This guy was like, this is going to start happening. He was thoroughly convinced like executives for health insurance companies were just going to start getting shot, especially because this guy was kind of like touted as a hero. Right. And there's like, have you heard about like all the mail that he gets?
No.
Dude, he's getting like thousands of letters a month of like women telling him to marry him.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, and it's like people telling him that like he's their hero. And it's like, this is like a modern day Robin Hood situation. But this is the extreme that it's gone to. He's not just like robbing from the rich and stealing. This dude killed somebody in cold blood on the streets. Right. A father.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, crazy. But this is the kind of things that, I mean, people talk about this kind of stuff all the time. We're like, man, I would do this to that person. Do this. Well, this person did it. How many other people are like driven to that edge? How often? Probably a lot more often than we think, right? It's just how many people have the balls to do that? Not many.
No.
Right? But this is like a very typical thing to hear where it's like somebody needs access to care. They cannot access the care that they need and they're suffering because of it. And it's like, you look at like other countries where like they have universal health care. Like that is not the solution either. Because it's a massive burden on everybody. And it's still terrible healthcare. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and my point is this, is that if people would be treated with respect when they went in there, people would go in there and ask for help.
Yeah.
Maybe. At least it would give another option.
No, I think you're right, right? Like you talk,
if it was a safe place, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you talk to the average addict who's used, so I'll use this guy as an example. Without saying his name, because you guys might have actually worked with him before. He's been to treatment all over Texas, right? There are emergency rooms that know him by name, right? And he's done treatment he's from Plano. He says he's exhausted all of his all of his options in Dallas, and then he started going to Austin, and then he's done some treatment in Houston. And I mean, like, this guy's been to treatment 20 plus times.
Oh.
And I mean, very smart guy, right? Like, was a behavioral tech at one point, like, really smart kid, can't stop using.
Right.
But the stigma, and also like it's behavioral, right? Where it's like he's done something so many times. His family just has had it up to here with him, but the community knows him for this specifically. I mean, like EMTs, like all kinds of people in the community see this kid and automatically assume a lot of shit about him, right? The reality is these are the options that he has. So he's going to emergency rooms to utilize their healthcare. He's giving them false names, right? He's like doing that whole nine. So for a person like that, it's like the options are very limited anyway. But what would happen if the stigma was lowered, or at least brought down to a point where people can deal with whatever they have to deal with in a healthy way?
Right.
But respect is a massive part of the problem for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it really all does come down to awareness too. Like the education around the situation is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I think it's our fault too.
Oh,
like,
it is.
We fuck up a lot of people. Like,
it is.
In our addiction, we fuck up a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it is. It's just a massive problem. And it's like nearly impossible to solve. Like, how do you solve it? Like, you could get rid of the cartels, I guess.
We would figure out another way.
But there's still other stuff that we can do.
Yeah. We would just keep figuring it out.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. And also it's so important, I know for me, is to belong, you know?
Massive.
You know, and so once people realize that there are other options to belonging that are healthy, that helps so much.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what helps me stay clean and sober today, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just one of the pieces of the puzzle for me.
Yeah.
Is you know.
You said finding the tribe, right?
Yeah.
And that's like a massive talking point that my mentor talks about constantly, but then also what he imparts in everybody else, right? Find your tribe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it looks like. And so church becomes a very viable option for a lot of people, right? You get sober and all of a sudden people want to find God. Right. And that's a very logical thing, and it's a very easy thing to point to because in general, churches maybe not the institutions, but are filled with a lot of good people. Right. I was raised Mormon or LDS. And one of the things that I have a lot of gripes, right? But one of the things that I will say is if you buy into that like dogmatic like structure, you will have a good life. Right. I don't know very many Mormons that are like bought into it that are miserable. I don't know any actually.
Yeah.
They're really happy people. And then they raise healthy kids.
Yeah.
And core values, like there's family is still at the core of their value system, right? And it's like, when you look at like this problems of the 40s compared to the problems of today.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there were problems, right? For sure. But the family was still intact, and it seemed like a lot of the social issues were more easily dealt with because of the family structures, right? It's crazy to see what happened with like the dissolution of the family.
Yeah.
And like all of the ramifications.
And now it's like, I don't know, like for me, I had to walk away from my parents and, you know, separate myself.
And why is that?
Because they, you know, it just wasn't healthy. You know, my mom was my number one trigger, and so we tried to work it out, and that sort of thing. But you know, she's very religious, and so she was sticking to her rules and what she believed, and that's fine. But I knew for my health and for me to move forward, I had to break away. Yeah. And so, and it's like a grieving process when you lose your you know, like that. And even when you're choosing it. Yeah. But then the great thing about it is I get to choose my own family. Yeah. Now, it's a different concept because people don't look at it like that. But I do have my people that we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate birthdays, we celebrate, and that's my new family. It's not the same family structure, but at the same time, I'm grateful.
Yeah, I mean, you hear that saying, right? That blood is thicker than water.
Yes.
I have found that to be a lot less true than people think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And when we talk about like religion and the part that it plays in addiction, when we talk about religious trauma specifically, right? Imagine like trying to go to somebody who has a completely different belief structure than you and try to say like, I found a different solution. When they believe, if you don't believe what they believe in, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like talking to a brick wall.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's impossible to get through to them. And it's like, no, I need something other than your God to fix my problems right here.
Right.
And they're like, totally, first of all, they reject that like wholesale.
Yes.
Because their God is the solution.
Yes. Yes. And then they reject you because they're rejecting what you, yeah.
For sure. And it's like, so the religious structure that I was born into was very rigid in their beliefs, like, and then their doctrine is very specific around the family, right? And they have like beliefs about the eternal family, and it's like one thing kind of builds on the other, where it's like, if you're not baptized in this church, then you can't go to heaven. Okay, well, if you don't do this, then you can't go to the next highest level. And if you don't do this, then you can't go to the next highest level. And it's like, well, if you've got part of your family that's like achieved the highest possible rung,
right?
They're all like, well, if you don't get up here, you're going to be separated from us for eternity. And it's like, oh, this doesn't make any sense to me, guys.
Yeah.
Like, so your God says that if I don't do all this crazy stuff here, that I'm going to be separated from him for forever.
Yeah.
Even though I was a good person and like, I mean, I was historically a bad person, right? but I mean, let's say I turn my shit around.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, so your God says that even though I'm a good person and I help people for a living, I'm still not worthy of that. And it's like, yeah, you got to do this. And it's like, I need to find a different religion.
Yeah. All right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Or what about like all the people that they find like Eastern philosophy? I'm talking about like monks that have never done a single thing wrong to anybody. They don't even kill flies.
Oh.
They're like,
yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, they're going to hell. Like, okay. Like some serious, like, you don't see the detachment in what you're saying here. It's like, wow. The level of delusion.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If only it were that easy. You know what I mean?
You know, I tell people, so I'm an Aries. And I'm like a true Aries, right? and I tell people all the time, look, I'm not always right, but I'm hardly ever wrong. Right? And if everybody just listened to me, the world would be a better place. Right? But the reality is nobody gets along about shit anymore. Like everybody fights about everything. There's no like common ground anymore. Look at what happened with Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Yeah. That guy was a completely nonviolent person.
Yeah.
And he did something that nobody else has the balls to do, right? He platformed anybody and everybody, and he'll go to you and platform you. And because he did that, look what happened to him.
Yeah.
It's like that is the level of crazy that we're living in today.
Right.
It's so crazy.
It's sad.
It is sad. And it's like, have you seen all the people like praising this person?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I have. And it's sickening. It makes me sad for the person who's saying it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it just, that saying, I know this is cliche, but hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely. No, it's 100% true.
And it is. And so I just want to go hug that person who's saying these things about, because experienced something horrible.
Mm-hmm.
They have been hurt really bad.
But yeah, we live in a crazy time.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy time for people in addiction.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's like you got all this other stuff going on. You got politics going. You have politics kind of dictating that like you are subhuman. Right? Homeless people at least.
Yeah.
Right? But then you got these things called protected class.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
No.
So there's like a protected class. One of them is like anybody in the LGBTQ.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a protected class.
Oh.
Where it's like if you speak out against them, you can be canceled.
Oh.
Like it doesn't matter if this person's talking like out the side of their neck about some crazy shit. If you talk out against them, like you are subject to being canceled.
Oh.
Right? And then there's like politically protected classes too, where it's like the whole trans movement, they're all like politically protected. Where if you like speak out against any of that stuff, you're like, I mean, they're locking people up all over the world around that stuff.
I should turn on the news more often, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's sad.
Don't
it's
depressing.
It's depressing.
I'll just
I think
ask
that's
you
why
what's
I live
going
in my
on.
own little bubble. Like I've tried to live in my own little bubble. That's why when you asked me that a while ago, I didn't know that guy's name because I was living without social media.
Yeah.
So I didn't even that didn't click.
So check this out. Social media has fucked a lot of shit up too.
It has.
I just got an Instagram for the first time, like a couple months ago, around this podcast. Before that, my last social media profile was a MySpace.
MySpace, yes.
That's so crazy.
But there are curated news sites out there where they like put everything on there from a non-biased point of view. Right. And they'll compare everything. And it's like, this is the common thread. This is what they are saying. 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 And then it tries to help you understand the lens that they're looking through.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's a non-biased news source where they still expose you to everything, but they help you understand like the lens that they're looking through.
Okay.
So it's a good source of like information. But even still, you know, like one of the things that I've adopted for myself is when I wake up, I will not turn on like any electronics or like immediately turn on the news for hours, right? Because you start absorbing that shit really fast.
Right.
And people in recovery are super sensitive to that shit for some reason. Right? It's like you start welcoming that stuff into your mind. I think they did a study where they're like people that watch an average, I don't remember the numbers, but arbitrarily we'll say like an hour of the news a week. They're like 50% more miserable.
Yeah, it's very depressing.
Yeah. And it sells, you know, like perfectly makes sense why the news is what it is. And then you can go into like the whole conspiracy around it, like who owns the news conglomerates and shit like that.
Yeah, we'll be here for hours.
Yeah. For sure. Also, these podcasts would probably never get any traction. They did shadow ban them and stuff, so.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting. So, I guess in closing,
okay.
What
You're so smart.
Yes, you are.
Really?
You're very, very intelligent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything that you want to talk about specifically?
I mean, I talk about stuff every day.
Tell me your soapbox issue.
Laziness.
Okay. What about laziness?
Laziness, especially, you know, early in recovery, like you're all gung-ho and all of this, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when you have to start looking at the hard stuff and you have to start adulting, okay? You know, it gets hard. It gets very, very hard.
Yeah.
And we can get lazy. And we can get, you know, start making excuses for not doing what we need to do. And I am including this in myself. And I'm not just talking about our recovery. I'm talking about, well, everything's part of your recovery. I'm talking about with your family, with your kids, with your job, with
complacency.
Yeah, everything. And so when you become lazy, your thought process is affected. Your positivity goes out the window.
Yeah.
I think, when we lose that, we lose traction and we lose, ground. I'm not saying we don't have ups and downs. We all do. And so I'm just saying we just have to keep going and not be lazy. Like, keep going.
Okay, let me ask you something. Motivation is a terrible thing to try to base anything off of because that shit's so fleeting, right?
Yeah.
So people get this motivation, and it's typically pretty powerful, right? When you buy into recovery, you get a lot of motivation early on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the things that I've had to really find for myself because this isn't talked about enough in recovery, right?
Right.
But what I boiled it down to is discipline and dedication.
Yes.
Right. And you can be dedicated enough until you are disciplined, or you can be disciplined until you are dedicated. But you need those two things, right? So for people that are out there trying to make it off motivation alone, what do you suggest to them?
Well, I'm a very big scheduled person.
Okay. So discipline.
I have schedules. I usually stay on the schedule.
But you're typically late.
Yes.
Okay. No, actually, I'm typically early.
Okay.
This was rare. Am I not typically
Since when?
early?
No. We're usually either right on time or late.
Okay. Well, I
Own
want to
it.
live
Just
in
own it.
my.
So
own it.
scheduling does not mean you're early.
Yeah.
But scheduling is a
But
good
having
thing. So
stuff on your schedule.
Yeah, having stuff on my schedule, having a plan, having of when I don't want to do anything, I know I need to do it, and here it is.
But how do you get yourself to do it when you don't want to?
I don't give myself a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't give yes, I acknowledge that I don't want to do this. Like I don't, and and also I have to be careful that it's not because I'm burnt out.
Oh, okay. Okay, but for people early in recovery, that's
early
not
in recovery,
typically a problem.
Yeah. And I just do it. I mean,
yeah.
I will moan and groan, but once you get going and doing it, you feel so much better.
Right.
Because you're not looking at, oh, I missed, whatever. And I may have to call somebody and say, I don't want to do this. And they're like, okay, listen, Jill.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. If you're not going to do it, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Put on your big girl panties.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, again, I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
I cannot do it by myself.
Okay.
And, but yeah, that's what,
Yeah. So making a plan, sticking to
yeah.
it, right? Accountability, all core parts of recovery, right? So the laziness, like when it comes to the laziness, what is your solution for that other than planning, right? Because sometimes planning still can't get you out of bed.
Right. Yeah.
So in those times where you don't want to get out of bed, you use accountability.
I use accountability every time.
Okay.
Every time. But I had to train myself to do that. To train myself to do that because it's not easy. I like to be independent and do everything by myself and blah, blah, or with her. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
And
you guys are like together a lot, right? You guys spend like all your time
We're
together.
having our 10-year anniversary coming up.
We are.
Wow.
Yeah.
She just mentioned
Are
that
you guys going to have a
yesterday.
party?
We should. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
10 years of being friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've been working in this field for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Together.
So, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. So how long do you have sober again?
12 years.
Okay. Was this your first job in the field?
This one?
Yeah.
No. I was a peer recovery coach. At Akata. Or you don't know where Akata is. It's in East Texas. And so, yes, that's what I started after 2 years.
Okay.
Started doing that. And that's how I met her because she's an LCDC. And so I was doing this side. She was doing that side. And yeah.
We had mutual clients.
Yes, we did.
That is so interesting that you're an LCDC. Because I think you might be one of the only non-persons in recovery that's an LCDC that I know.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like
well, I
everybody
had cancer. And so you don't, like my doctor, my oncologist, she hasn't had cancer before, but she still has to treat the disease.
Right.
So that's the way I look at it is,
Okay.
but just because I haven't walked in your shoes, she hasn't walked in my shoes, but she's still going to treat me for cancer.
Yeah. For sure. No, that makes sense when you say it like that, for sure.
I had somebody say that to me like 3 years ago, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing that?
How long have I been working in the field? Since I was 20. So
wow.
I'm 38.
Yes.
Or 39. How old am I? I'm 38.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the experience with your brother really kicked you into high gear to do this.
It did. See, I had a kid at 15, and so I was already...
You had a kid at 15?
15 and 17. So I was already out of the house.
15 and 17?
Yes, they're like 16 months apart. I had just turned 17.
So you have like full-grown kids almost.
Oh, yeah, I have 23 and 20, almost 22-year-old.
Wow.
They're full-grown. One has a social worker and 2 babies. I'm a grandma. Yeah. I'm a glam.
Wow,
she's a glam.
Crazy.
At 30, yeah, I've been a glam since 36. Because I'm not old enough to be a grandma or meemaw or gmaw or mamaw.
What is glam?
It's just like another word for...
A glamma?
No, just a glam. Just glam. Don't give me the mall. I'm not that old. Don't put the mall on there.
We might put mall
so it's like its
at
own
50.
thing.
It's like its own name.
Like a
yeah.
young grandma.
Yeah. I mean, I just came up with it. Like
so it's like a young person
I had never heard of it.
that has kids that has kids. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So it's not a grandma. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. My grandma is, I think, turning 27 for the 50th time this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Jill's usually.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I'm a Gigi, though. I'm a Gigi.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
51.
That's impressive. Let's see.
I have 3. I have 3 grandbabies.
My second kid is about to be born. I'm 36.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Well,
I was I tried to get all of mine out early, but didn't have
that makes sense for women. It does. But I was also very busy doing nothing for a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but I don't regret it. You know? Okay, so anyway, LCDC at 20.
Yeah, I was very motivated to do something different. Like I was not going to live with my parents. I had 2 kids. I was out at 16 and married.
I was too. I was kicked out though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got caught. Well, I won't even get into that. I was expelled from school for some really dumb shit, and then was sent to an accelerated program. Well, it was a self-paced program, which also means you can do it as fast as you want. And I finished my junior and senior year in like 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So then I was just sitting at home doing drugs. My parents are like, I'm the oldest.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah, well, I'm the oldest of 10 kids.
10?
Yeah, and they were like, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I tell people, I think they were like trying to scare me straight. Did the complete opposite thing. Yeah. No. I was very independent.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. And that did not work. So anyway, 20 years old, you know, they have that whole 10,000 hours qualifies you as an expert, right? You guys heard that? 10,000 hours.
I'm definitely not an expert on anything.
No, 10,000 hours speaks to a lot. Like literally, I think that there is like entire master apprentice, like that whole structure, journeyman is all based on hours, right? So it's like you can like the highest level of pay in any given field after 10,000 hours.
Oh, you have way more than 10,000.
That is way more than 10,000.
Well, you had to have your 5,000 just to get your LCDC.
That is what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5,000 hours. 5,000 hours. That's years.
Wait, isn't it? Yeah, they give you 5 years to do it.
5 years. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That is a lot of. So what do you do? Like you're not an LCDC. How do you get your hours?
Well, you can basically do what they do. It just has to be signed off on.
Oh, you gotta have a supervisor.
Like an intern, yes.
Oh,
so
it's
they
an
do
intern?
Well, yes, but you
you're
can't
an
get
intern
paid for
that.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew,
and some get paid, some don't.
Yeah, some people have to do volunteer.
Talk about motivation to be in this field. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your soapbox issue?
I don't know. I was trying to think of that when you were talking.
I mean, you guys probably have a lot more than just laziness, right? But
oh yeah, we do. We do. Yeah.
So, and is this like you guys remember the birds from Kermit the Frog is a Muppet? You guys remember the old birds?
Yes.
They like sit in the thing. Okay. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah? You guys like just joke about people?
Oh yeah. Well, not about people.
People.
I mean, sometimes it is. We have individual names for people.
We're usually joking about ourselves.
For anybody that works with them, they're not joking about people.
Yeah. We're usually joking about ourselves, really.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what? They did that too,
laugh,
right? The birds, they joke about themselves, right?
Yeah, that's we're always joking and
Yeah, she
laughing.
definitely
We
keeps me
have to do
entertained.
that in this field.
Yeah, you do.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
This
lose
is
your
a
sanity pretty quickly if
Yeah.
not.
yeah.
And I'll tell you this. I love her so much. When I came on with Texas Recovery Centers, I was talking to Adam or whatever, and I wanted her.
Okay.
So there is what I
You
love.
brought her on there?
Yeah, well,
Or she kind of followed you there?
she graciously came.
Mhm.
She was not
Yeah.
working, and she was looking. Yeah. Anyway, so she came.
Okay.
And so
It was a twofer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so one of the great things about why we joke a lot is so there is no admissions line. We are admissions. There's no 800 number for people to call. We answer our phones 24/7. Like, so anybody who calls looking for help, they will get one of us. So we could be, so if we're not joking all day long, we know that something is not right with us and we need to
Recalibrate. Okay, so you guys have your actual like personal phone number out there somewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's crazy, right? Because it's like most industries, people like protect their phone numbers, right? Do you guys get the midnight phone calls?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How often?
Oh.
I don't near as often because I put my phone on sleep, and I had to start doing that for myself because
sure.
if not, I would answer like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. So, but they'll leave a message and I'll call
Have
them
you
back.
guys found that working in this industry is hard on your marriage?
Oh, it is. I've been through a divorce recently because
Oh.
of that. He said, you quit working or we're done. So yeah, it does. It definitely takes a toll on your marriage.
Yeah.
I'm not married.
How do you, well, I am, so I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but you're dodging a bullet,
Yeah.
right? I'm once divorced too.
Well, I've been married.
Yeah.
I've been divorced twice.
But
Okay.
and it's hard to have a healthy relationship in this field, but it is possible. You just have
For
to
sure.
set boundaries and be able to totally devote your time to your family. They're the ones going to be there no matter what.
Yeah.
I
for
mean,
sure.
and so once you lose that, you choose work over that, or you have to have a balance.
So I'm a
But it is
man.
hard.
You guys are women, right? So the dynamics in the relationship are different. Like my wife and I, we've been together for 8 years. We've been married by, I don't know, like 3, something like 2 or 3. Wait.
She's going to be mad that you don't remember.
4. She doesn't remember either.
Okay.
So we've been married for a while now, but we were living under that bridge together,
Oh, wow.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah. And like we have like our relationship is unique where it's like we've seen each other's very worst. Right? It's like so now it's like very easy to deal with each other. We don't fight at all.
Yeah.
Right? And we just joke and have fun and like but for people who are in the industry, who have a relationship that's suffering because of it, what would you suggest to them?
That's exactly what I would do, is set boundaries and learn that, you have to devote a certain amount of time to your kids and your family.
Yeah.
Because that's, at the end of the day, you might lose your job, but you're not going to lose your family, and they're still going to be there for you.
Okay.
And any employer can replace you, but
You know what's hard
and
though?
will the next day.
A lot of people identify as their job.
Yeah, and
Right.
we do. We lose our identification for our job, I feel like, a lot of times.
Yeah. I think that's systemic. Like that is very typical. I think like when you ask a lawyer, like, oh, who are you? They will say I'm a lawyer, right? A doctor, they are a doctor. Dr. Shaw says it all the time where it's like, I am Dr. Shaw, right? It's like, and I think for us, it's like very hard to divorce ourselves from I'm an addict, right? So when we get something on the other side of it, it's like, oh, well, I'm an LCDC or I'm a owner of a treatment center. It's like, but really, what am I? It's like, that's not who I am. It's what I do.
That's what you do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
well, and but I am divorced. I am single. I have almost an empty nest. Like I have grown kids who live with me.
She's looking for Jack.
Woohoo.
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah. But so I have the luxury of answering my phone, and whoever is going to join me in my life needs to know yes, I do sometimes get lost in my identity on my job, but I am a grandmother. but also I remember that I was calling somebody in the middle of the night trying to get help. And it just, I don't know. In our industry, people are dying so quickly. Me not answering that phone might make a difference.
One of the conversations that we had in my organization was exactly that, right? And it was like the decision that we came to was 24-hour phones, right? And the reason why is because my executive director is in recovery, my admissions director is in recovery, I'm in recovery, and then we have people like Eric who have he is in recovery, right? And then all of us are in recovery, but we've all been in those situations where the phone call that was answered could have been the difference between us staying. I mean, can really change a lot of things.
Yes.
Right. And so my admissions director, I say he's our monk, right? Because he is very devoted to his religion and he spends a lot of time at monasteries, right? But super intelligent guy. When you hear his story, like you would never marry those two things together, where it's like, this was a hardcore heroin addict from Massachusetts. And now he is just a completely different person. But because of that, we all understand how important that phone call could be. Right. And it's like, I was looking for, so when I relapsed a year and a half ago, I got out of treatment and I was looking for, before I went to treatment, I was calling treatment centers. I'm still barely getting phone calls back a year and a half later. I got one about a week ago. Somebody emailed me and said, hey, we just want to see if you ever got help.
Wow.
A year and a half later. And I emailed him and said, you guys are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
And our voicemails are set up too. Like if Jill doesn't answer and she's busy, my number's on her phone and then her number's in mine. So they can always call Jill. Like if one of us don't answer, they'll call the other person.
We have it set up where there's like backup. If one doesn't get answered, then it daisy chains to the next one.
Right.
And like everybody has like assigned weekends and shit like that.
Yeah.
So we're all like very on top of that. But it's like, how many treatment centers I've called? I don't know how many treatment centers I've actually called myself. A lot though. How many of them just go to voicemail? Right? It's like, and I get it that like maybe the individual won't make or break the bank, right? If that one person slips through the cracks. But it's like, what if that one person died?
Yeah.
You might never know it. I might never know it. You guys might never know it. But
their family does.
Is that our fault? Like, is that our fault for not answering the phone?
Well, no, we can't take that on. But
I mean,
but we do need to do our part to make sure
you
that
individually.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is that the industry's fault for like being lazy?
Yeah.
Right?
It is. It is.
I know a lot of people that don't want to answer the phone.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night. They don't want to answer the phone anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your job. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like very easy to, and burnout is a big problem in this industry. And I think that is organizationally, you have to fight against that, right? Like, I love my executive director because he is on top of that, right? He'll like ask people, like this whole thing that Eric's going through. I don't know if you know, but it was like he was like, "Well, I'll like do work at the hospital." It's like, no, you won't. Just
family.
Take the time off.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like, especially for people that aren't getting paid by the hour, right?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just take time off.
Yeah,
go handle your shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You know, our boss is, he's like that too. He's like
super friendly.
Yeah. He's like, go be with your family. Like I had a family crisis like a couple of weeks ago. And he was like, Jill, I know you try to be strong, but there are times you're going to have to turn your phone off and take some time off. I mean, for your boss to tell you this, you say, yes, sir. And it's a very healthy thing that he did.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think that happens enough.
Yeah,
right?
It doesn't.
A lot of treatment. So treatment industries like the Italian restaurant industry, right? Where you guys know what I mean? Do you? Okay. So like there will be like a good Italian restaurant, right? It'll be like their cousins from Italy are like being flown in and they've got like this amazing product and like their grandma like works the front of the house, right? And then that person in the back says, hey, we could save money if we start ordering from the United States. or like we can cut money here, or we can save money here. And then the product suffers, right? And you see it in the Yelp reviews where it's like 5 years ago, this was like the best food ever. And now like we just don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's like this happens in the treatment industry so much. And it gets to the point where they just try to milk every bit of work out of you guys that they can possibly fucking get.
Yeah. Ours doesn't.
Yeah.
Our boss stands in the gap and he advocates for us. He is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And then, you know, that's why you end up with like employees that are there for 10 plus years. Like, like what's her name? She's like got her daughter there and her dad, and she gave us the tour.
Tracy,
yes. Oh, yeah.
That's how you end up with employees like that, right?
Yeah.
You take care of them, they'll stay.
Yes.
But that's not the norm. You hear about like, so there's well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Treatment centers often have turnover.
Oh, yeah. Huge turnover rates.
Huge.
Yeah, especially their therapists. The ones that are more involved, like the clinical stuff, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But we're more outreach. So, you know, we don't have that. Our clinical staff, they turn. Well, any treatment facility I've been to,
There is a treatment center that I know of, I'll say that they were like within 2 months of them opening, they had 100% turnover.
Oh, wow.
It was like every single person they hired quit. Well, okay, guys, thank you for coming.
Thank you
I
for
really
having
appreciate
us.
your time, and let's do it again.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to My Last Relapse. I'm Matt Handy, the founder of Harmony Grove Behavioral Health, Houston, Texas, where our mission is to provide compassionate, evidence-based care for anyone facing addiction, mental health challenges, and co-occurring disorders. Find out more at harmonygrovebh.com. Follow and subscribe to My Last Relapse on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you like to stream podcasts. Got a question for us? Leave a message or voicemail at mylastrelapse.com. If you're feeling overwhelmed or struggling, you don't have to face it alone. Reaching out for support is a sign of strength, and help is always available. If you or anyone you know needs help, give us a call 24 hours a day at 888-691-8295.